Wow, that was quite the murder mystery. That was quite the murder mystery, babe.
Wait a minute. What do you mean murder mystery, Marty?
That's what we want. Hey, Gareth, hey, this is
Hey,
everything you need. Boobs and her boobs. Our one didn't. Ironically, we watched the edited version. And
We still got the idea because I didn't know this was a murder mystery, Marty.
it was a murder mystery. It was a detective. Cody
Oh,
Abilene
that
was a
would explain the
detective.
guns. That would explain
Yeah,
the guns. Oh,
yeah. Cody Abilene was the greatest detective ever. I think he's Texas's answer to Sherlock Holmes. What do you think?
I get more Magnum P, a Texas version of I don't know where Magnum PI held from, but I definitely got Magnum PI with a little. But yeah, I get with the Sherlock Holmes parallel because he graduated summa cum laude, which I
Yeah.
thought was just a sex position, but apparently it's also if you done good in school.
So, myself and Jen decides to watch Malibu Express, another classic from Andy Sedaris.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy, this movie has it all: a murder mystery, chases, car races, shootouts. This is basically if John Waters decided to direct Lethal Weapon. I think this is what you would get.
Totally, you would. I prefer hard. I'm not gonna lie though. It doesn't have an AIDS infested snake, so my vote's still gonna go to Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
I don't know. It's like Sybil Dannon had like a fucking snakeskin bikini, so God knows what it might have been gathered up on that fucking Tom. You know?
Speaking of Sybil Downing, whoa, we don't actually see them, but we see them despite not seeing them. How else
Hey,
do you
Creepy
think?
McGee. Yeah, the laws of gravity don't apply to Sybil Dannon's tits, do they?
No, they're gorgeous. I think this is why more men have seen this movie countless times. I think it's just because of Sybil Downing's boobs.
It's it. Look, there's more to this movie than boobs. I'm sorry, Garrett.
I'm kind of with Garth. I only saw boobs, and there was there was muscly men. There was like these super roided out muscly men. I mean, whoa,
It was
whoa.
there was two dudes in it. Um, uh, uh, Mark and Luke.
Yeah,
Their
because
boss
they're from the
matching Mark
Bible.
and Luke. Yeah, after the Bible. But these two guys, they put my fucking Masters of the Universe Origins He-Men to shame. Their biceps had biceps on them.
You just wanted to rub oil on all of their
You
bodies,
didn't have to. There was already oil coming off them. It was like they sprung a leak.
Yeah, I think some women sprung leaks when they saw them, to be honest, which is fair because you generally just see what this movie showcases Playboy playmates out the kazoo as well. And you could say that you give the argument that he was trying to showcase their talents.
Well, yeah, like one of them was a cop and a race car driver and a photographer.
That's not the talents I mean, darling.
Okay. I thought but let's not fucking go away from the very serious and intricate plot of this movie, okay? So the Russians, right, are getting American software and they're out hacking American computers, and someone is giving American software to the Russians. And Sybil Danning plays a member of the CIA, Countess Luciano.
Luciano, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, it seems the leak comes out of Lady Chamberlain's house. We need someone to investigate. I know just the guy, says the head of the CIA. This brash young buck who lives on the yacht club marina known as Cody Abilene. He wants to be a private investigator. What did you think of Cody, actually?
I actually, he's probably the one, besides, Sybil Downing's great tits, he's probably the saving grace of this movie because he is likable, because we are basically doing a bargain bin Magnum PI, and he's more likable than Tom Skerritt. Like, there's, who played Magnum PI?
Selleck, Tom Selleck.
Yeah, Tom Selleck. I was right. Okay. Tom Selleck. He is more likable than Tom Selleck and stuff. He has this kind of country boy charm that you can sort of see that all the women just, their nipples immediately get hard for, and they want him to inspect their parts, which you can't blame them. There's a sort of Texas good old boy charm that can work on certain women. So
is he sexier than Selleck, do you think?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I don't know why exactly, because other than him being blonde, there's not that much difference, but yeah.
He's got a nicer persona. He's a lot softer than Magnum.
Yeah. He can't shoot to save his life, which I suppose is I don't think it's an endearing quality in this movie, but I think in real life it might be a problem.
The worst part is, right, not only can't he shoot or hit anything, he's using a Colt fucking Python, which, if you don't know guns, it's like it's even bigger than fucking it's one of the larger fucking Magnum handguns, and he still fucking can't hit it in with it.
But he sure can oil it well.
He does. Do you think there's a metaphor there, Jen?
No, I don't think so. I don't think this director likes to mix smut, and I think it would ruin the integrity of the film, darling. I really do.
So Sybil Danning decides she's going to woo Cody in order to get him to do the job. He calls over. He starts stroking her pussy straight from the off.
And it's a really fluffy pussy, Marty. Like, it's super fluffy.
I was shocked. It's like, my God, we're here already. He's just stroking that pussy. Were you as surprised?
No, I just was surprised at how fluffy that pussy is, because I know it's the 80s, but Jesus Christ, it was like it was just a big old ball of just fluffy pussy. I mean, it was the fluffiest. I've seen some pussy in my day, and that was definitely the fluffiest pussy I think I've ever seen.
It didn't look very well kept.
Now, don't be that way. You don't know how hard it is to keep, your pussy well maintained. It takes a lot. And then some days it's also your hormones.
But like you got to give it fish oils and stuff, I guess, and and lots of things. Anyway, yeah. So she goes into the room and he's petting her pussy, and
love that.
They go off on a date. My God, the night progresses at a breakneck speed. They go dancing, eating oysters, and then
shrimp, Marty. It was shrimp.
Okay. That's more of an aphrodisiac, is it?
And she had cream, like there was some sort of white sauce on her dripping from her shrimp. I don't know if you noticed that. I did take a gander at that, and I was like, that's an interesting shot. And she's like eating it, and it's very focused on her mouth, and she has white cream all over her mouth.
Symbolism. You don't have to, because right after that, it's just them two fucking bumping uglies in bed, and all of a sudden there's something boyish and almost fucking innocent about, I gotta stop and get me a glass of water. It's like, you were like, really? But that becomes integral to the plot later on.
Yeah, it does. At the very end, yes, it does. Everything sort of becomes, all of its cards are revealed. What this movie really reminds me, Marty, is, you remember kids when there wasn't no internet, when, you were home and you wanted to see some skin. You were like a teenager and you wanted to see some skin.
Sears catalog.
Sears catalog for some of us, but if your parents had HBO,
Argos catalog.
if you had HBO or Cinemax at 2 a.m., that's when you would find these kind of movies. Is when you would usually Cinemax more than HBO, but you would find these kind of movies on. And there is sort of a nostalgia. There's like because that's all we had back in the day. It was a very prehistoric time. We didn't have internet porn where we could type in, girl pukes in your mouth and get off for a few. It just was right there. Boom, you type it in and there it is. No, you had to take what you can get.
Then remind me never to let you look up anything on my computer, on my phone, on any of my tech. Hello, Cat Dad.
Agree with me. Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway,
we're very spoiled now, Marty. We're very spoiled.
Cody passes the test anyway, and he is sent in to infiltrate the family, the fucking Chamberlain family, and we're introduced to all the major players. You have Mrs. Chamberlain. I wouldn't look that up myself, but apparently that's a thing. Yeah, sure, Cat Dad. I'm kidding. But
worst is scrambled cable signal. Yes, or a penis. No, it's not just boobs. Penises too. And like if you got it just right, or if you were lucky enough for them to unscramble, it was like you hit the lottery. I remember back in the 90s for like a few minutes, like the Cartoon Network accidentally started beaming a porn channel. And like if you were lucky enough to be tuned in, you got like 3 or 4 minutes of like Triple X, American X or something. Not American History X, but Triple X. Hi,
Art. Art. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
did you ever try to do that? Like go through the scramble to find
food? Because Jen, I come from a communist country. At best, we had back in my day, we had 5 channels, and that's when we got fancy. We ended up originally we had 2 channels, RT1 and Network 2. Then we got TNG, which was an Irish channel, and it was like, oh fuck, another channel. Sure, we don't understand what they're saying, even though it's our actual national language. Then we ended up with TV3. And then Virgin Media and the sky's the limit. Then it's I remember speaking of Sky, I remember when my folks got Sky and I was like, oh my god. Do you know what was my fucking Skinamax?
What was your Skinamax?
I was like, oh, man, I need to see some sexy ladies. Relic Hunter with Tia Carey.
I guess it's no different than
It was the dark times. It was the dark times. We're getting off topic. So
not really.
Cody infiltrates the Chamberlain family. We're introduced to Lady Chamberlain, who's wheelchair bound. We're introduced to the manservant of the house, Shane,
who's also a rapist, kind of.
A rapist and owes money to gamblers and the mob, and is up to no good. We're introduced to Lady Chamberlain's daughter, her husband Stuart, and the maid known as Maid Marian. Yeah.
It's fortuitous that we did Robin Hood not too long ago, isn't it?
God damn. Jesus.
Maid Marian. Can we talk about Maid Marian's outfits? Because, oh boy. And they're not even like that scandalous. It's just like, wow, I wish, like, I'm going to get some maid outfits for what I come over.
We were watching this and Jen was like, I think this was meant to be a porn, but someone got delusions of grandeur. And she's not fucking wrong. She's not fucking wrong. Like,
would you like to have a maid like that, Marty, dressed like she did?
No, because the house would be in shit. The house would be in shit.
Yeah, but you'd still enjoy. Like, we're not kidding. You guys, if you haven't seen the movie, you're thinking, okay, a scantily made outfit. No, we're going to porn made outfit in this movie. We are going as porny as we can without actually being porny.
This isn't even French made outfit. that would be fucking kind of tasteful.
Thank you, Art. Did you also know, and this is like, I know what kind of film this is, and this is really nitpicky, but did you notice that with some of the ladies' tights, they'd be in fishnets for one scene, and then they'd have smooth tights on?
I don't think. Look, Jen, we can try and track down the continuity editor of this movie and give him a bollocking. I don't think that the continuity was the fucking order of the day.
Do you agree with Creepy? Do you think this is softcore? Because I mean, there was, no kidding, guys, a shitload of playmates in this movie. Like,
we watched a sanitized version. We watched it on YouTube. There was moments where we were like, okay, there was definitely scenes cut. The highlight was there's two mechanics, and Cody's girlfriend, one of his girlfriends, is like a race car driver, and the two guys who were working on her car, like, this car's the tits. And she's like, you think that car's the tits? And just before the scene cuts, she's about to tear open her fucking kind of flight suit or fucking driver suit or something.
And then there's the cowboy woman who kind of, they allege to rape him so he can get a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen, Cat Dad says the continuity editor was too busy knocking out one in the editing room. Fuck, nice one, Cat Dad.
And probably very true.
Do you know what? This is the cut. He just took all those scenes home and edited them into his own spank bank, probably. We actually watched the genuine cut of the movie. It's just, as Cat Dad says, he took them home so he could fucking bash himself off the one.
Well, I mean, I suppose that any red-blooded American male would have done the same thing, right?
I suppose. So it's basically Cody has infiltrated this family, and it's a who's of people. Like, the youngest daughter is involved in tech, and her boyfriend Stephen is in charge of a computer firm, and he's three goons: Matthew, Mark, and Luke from the Bible.
But well-oiled Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Like, I feel more people would go to church.
No, Matthew wasn't. Matthew was the Danny DeVito by way of Sifowitz, by way of that guy who's in all those fucking thins.
Right. But the other two, darling, the other two
were Masters of the Universe figures that fucking Mattel were like, lads, you went a bit overboard. We're making action figures, but this is just unrealistic.
I mean, did you want to oil those guys, Marty, when you saw them? Did you just
I wasn't focusing on the oil. I was focusing on the fact one dude's bicep had another dude's bicep coming up, another bicep coming out. He couldn't get his arm up. This guy wouldn't have been able to scratch his nose.
You don't think they were roided out, do you?
Oh, I don't know. They are, like, they may make fun of Cody because they encounter him before the kind of Stevens computer / fucking boudoir place, and they're like, hey, check out this chump. And in fairness, Cody's just there checking out the women and drinking a beer, but he's not being. The thing I like about Cody is he's lecherous, but in a subtle kind of way. Okay. He is.
It's a down-home folks kind of way.
Yeah, there's a gentlemanly lecherousness about it. Like, we only know his kind of seedy thoughts through the film noir voiceover narration. He's got a dictaphone because he says every private investigator needs a dictaphone. And he's just talking into it and stuff. And like the two go, check out this chump. And John, I don't. You know what? he's not that bad a sex pest. The women like it. In fairness, they do.
Yeah, they do, and you know, there's literally a line where he has these two he lives on a boat, and he has these two women that live on the boat with him, and they say, well, they've gotten lost 4 times in 6 days, and you know, and they want him to investigate their parts, and they're Playboy playmates. Also, Marty, you have forgotten a very critical like, you know, a narrative of the film that I'm surprised that you haven't delved into yet.
Is that the family?
Yes, the what was it?
Buffets.
Buffets, yes. The Buffets.
This is when they turned up. I was like, this is John Waters territory. Fucking 101.
We had to get some Dukes of Hazzard in, is what I got.
This is Dukes of Hazzard by way of Magnum PI, by way of Passions. This movie is.
Yay, Passions. I still want to do some of that this year.
We will. So yeah, every time Cody's about to do something integral to the investigation, this family pulls up and goes, you papa whooped us in the past, now my son's gonna beat you. And like the first time he puts rocket fuel in the car and beats him, and it's like it's just, yeah, it's jarring even for a movie like this.
Yeah, it's the tone isn't right. It's like, but it sort of also fits. It's, I guess, comic relief. You needed the comic relief.
Jen, this whole fucking base plot is comic relief.
You know, like when you, like, I think it was placements for guys who needed a minute. Like maybe they got it up and then came, and then they needed a little time, a respite. You know.
I suppose. Hi. Anyway, so okay,
but it's very. They don't have nothing to do with them Russians, though, darling. I just is hitting me.
They don't. I was expecting Cody to recruit him into shooting up the fucking like a bunch of. I thought there was going to be a bunch of communist soldiers turning up at the end, and like Cody gets all the good old boys from the marina to come down and fucking shoot the place up. But so Cody does some sleuthing inside the Chamberlain house, and we find out Shane he attempts to rape the youngest daughter and records it, and is going to use that as blackmail, him sexually assaulting her.
Well, see, the thing is, it is sexual assault, but toward the end, she kind of was getting into it a little bit, and I think he was going to, like, fub the footage where it only, like, she was into it, basically, make her that. Yeah, interesting choice. But, you know, this director has a weird thing with rape, because in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, we sort of have a similar situation. It's not exactly rape, but it's in the family of rape. You know what I mean?
It is, and we also have the classic line in Hard Ticket. We're like, my God, George, how could you talk to me? You practically raped me last night. Yeah, I know, babe. That was last night. This is today. I want you in my movie.
Yeah, this director, you know, you can always tell no matter what kind of director it is, you can sort of tell things about them if you watch enough of their movies.
I think Andy Cesaris is incredibly progressive, okay? He has women who have their own agency and their own. You have he portrays women in the FBI. He portrays women in the CIA. He portrays women in the computer industry.
Well, she just really is a girl that's rich that hands her over a wad of cash, because you and I both said, oh, that's legit.
Yeah, that's. And she, yeah, I'm investing. And she takes out like a roll of hundreds. And I'm like, yeah, Emra, this is some Emron level fucking shit right here.
I would have loved it if she would have pulled it between her legs or her boobs.
I was actually expecting that, because
I was too.
That was the caliber of movie we were fucking sliding on here.
I feel like that was sort of a missed opportunity, honestly.
So in fairness, Cody's like, come on, we'll go. And she's like, no, I'm going to stay here. This is my investment. And Cody goes off, and the Matthew, Mark, and Luke follow him and threaten him and stuff. And that's when he gets his first car destroyed. And he's like, takes off his shirt. And he's like, oh, these arms
Kung fu.
are lethal weapons, but he fucking punches the guy in his chest gun, and yeah, that's another thing we'll get into. There's a dude with a fucking chest gun, and he ends up getting beaten up, and he has to fucking service this cowgirl, or she services him without his
But I mean, she's pretty, and it's funny because Marty and I were watching it, and we literally said at the same time when the camera rolls on her, "What the fuck?"
yeah, we're like, what, what the fuck? She's just like, hey, cowboy, and he's like, I need a car. We can sort something out, and then it's just him. She's like, you make sure you come back. Yeah, right. And he just drives up. What an evening! Beaten up, my car destroyed, and I was raped. I had to do an undertake, and I was like, what? Like, did the two fucking dudes rape him? No, they didn't.
That would have been more. See, I was kind of like, there was a scene where they were all beating him up and their muscles were all, glittery and not glittery, but glistening and stuff. And I told Marty, are we going to do a rape scene? And
Jen, I don't know where you're getting this so-called homoerotic subtext, okay?
I mean, they were holding on to him. I mean, it reminded me of a prison movie.
It's like an episode of Oz that didn't get aired. So Cody's doing sleuthing, and we find out Stuart is also a transgender person.
Yeah, like, at least a cross-dress. Well, for the 80s, I guess a cross-dresser. Yeah, that would have been the term.
But he's very kind of proud about it. Fucking want another thing that wins Cody a couple of points in my book. For a Texan in the 1980s, he's fairly progressive. He's like, Stuart just turned himself into a gorgeous woman. He did that. She's not wrong.
Yeah, doesn't make such a good-looking guy, but definitely does make a beautiful woman. And one thing I will give this movie, they don't play that for laughs. I mean, it's just, for this type of movie, they could have taken some cheap shots, and they don't. And I do appreciate, for the time. You could say this is still very inappropriate, but for the time, people, 1980 something, it was fairly, like you said, Marty, pretty progressive and treated its subjects, its characters with a little bit more respect. A lesser movie could have taken a lot of cheaper shots.
And it wasn't even seedy. He was just meeting up with his his girlfriend or cohort or whatever, and it was just. Like they go for a wee bit of a cheap laugh where his girlfriend takes off her veil and she's got a beard. Yeah, but bar that it's not.
They don't make him like dumb or anything, and I just they handled it. You kind of know when it's mean spirited or of just problematic of the time, and this actually was handled for the time not terribly.
No, it was okay. And again, this is Andy Zazaris again. For the 3 non-PC things he usually does in his movies, he doesn't make a joke about fucking homosexuality or anything. He doesn't take a cheap shot. And again, like,
I'm just here to show ass and boobs, people. I'm just here to show ass.
I'm not here to hate anyone. I'm not here to show any hate or discrimination. It's true. And like, again, he does give his women a bit of agency in that, like, they're driving around, they're firing guns. Oh my God, I sound so backward. Look at that woman behind the car. Look how far we've come. Sorry, no, I don't mean to sound like that. But
it's true. I mean, in a way, I could hear some feminazis really getting angry at this. But for the time, it was pretty progressive. And then he has women that are FBI agents and CIA agents and all CIA.
Like, there's a shootout, right? And Cody is missing left, right, and center. He keeps on missing shots. Yeah. And it's his fucking cop kind of girlfriend who's just, and it's not even like fucking bang. It's just like bang, gets the guy, bang, gets the guy. And it's like, and he's the big himbo who's like, out of the way, Laurie, I'll get him. And he misses. She fucking dickhead. And she kicks him out of the way and fucking gets to beat the guy and kills him there and then.
I think
Like,
the scene that really sums up this director is the shower scene because because the muscly guys come in and stuff, and he has the gun and he's like, make my day, and like after they take care of it, she's like, really, and stuff, and but at the same time she's in a white t-shirt and the shower for some reason was on, and so like her nipples are showing, but it still shows girl power because she's like, that was a bad line, dude.
yeah,
It kind of shows both sides of I think that shower scene actually showcases both sides of this director. He's a feminist.
He is. We'll get to the shootouts and stuff because so what happens is there's a big soiree. Sybil Danning is there. All the major players are there, and Shane is trying to blackmail Stuart, blackmail Stuart's wife, and blackmail the youngest daughter. Because he owes a shitload of gambling debts, and some dude comes in and like threatens him with a knife. So he's recording stuff, and when he comes back in, he gets attacked by someone in a feminine jacket with a stocking over their head. They stab him and they shoot him and they take stuff out of the drawer. And he takes a picture and then gets shot again. And then, for some reason, we never mentioned the big cameo.
Oh yeah,
who's on the film before Shane gets shot?
Regis Philbin and his wife, I think Joy, can say they were in one of these films.
Were they aware they were in this?
I hope so. In my headcanon, I like to think they might have been friends. And thought, go ahead, use it. Otherwise, I feel like they would have gotten the director would have gotten a cease and desist letter.
In the Jesus, I don't know, babe. But so Shane gets killed, and he fucking deserves it. He's a rapist and a peeping Tom, and
he takes the TV though. Like that's the weird thing about this is you're dying, you're grabbing onto the TV, and then there's this great shot of his body in the TV, and like Sybil Downing is in the snake skin.
No. There was a scene. There was a bit that confused us. So he goes out with the TV, and next thing we do a smash cut to Cody jumping into the pool, and we're like, is he trying to kill Cody with the TV? But no, it's the next morning.
Yeah, these are interesting cuts, and she's in a snakeskin bikini, which is a choice. I mean, you still see her incredible rack, and then you see them making out over his corpse with a bloodstained TV at their feet. It is an interesting.
I would love to take a screen grab of that and put a filter to make it into like an Americano kind of diner art and just blow it up.
It needs to be in velvet, Marty. It needs to be in velvet. He loved that TV.
Just blow it up times 100 and put it on the wall. Just Cody macking on Sybil Danning and just
You need to make that a thing. You need to talk to some of your artist friends. You need to talk to Zusa.
On a bloodstained TV in a pristine garden.
We need to talk to Zusa about that, darling.
If it's 80s, it's velvet.
It's velvet, exactly.
Oh, Christ. So Cody decides to put his detective shoes on and investigate.
It is a surreal scene.
This whole fucking movie's surreal. And we're introduced to like our fucking kind of Kojak come Columbo character who knows Cody, and he's talking to his kind of underling cop who becomes Cody's love interest.
One of many.
Also, Cody's trying to contact the cops, and his girlfriend's undercover, and tell him what job she's undercover in.
Okay, so Marty, sometimes I wish we would like be filming this when we're watching it, because Marty was like, what the fuck? And you see, I guess we're not sure, but I told Marty, I think they're undercover, and there's male cops, I guess, with leather collars around their neck doing a phone sex line, which, I mean, I guess I can understand getting into character, you dress up, but since it's a phone sex line,
this is not a police station. This is a phone sex fucking operating fucking center.
But I assume that she's not the only one undercover. Like, the ones in the leather collars are cops too, right?
Why are you fucking asking me?
Because you understand film theory, darling. You are a cinephile person. Ooh. I'd like to cinephile you, if you get my meaning.
Jesus Christ.
Between my legs. What? Sorry?
Jesus.
This film made me horny.
Anywho. So Cody finds some film, stashes it, then goes off with the cop, which leads back to Shane's apartment, and it turns out he has a bunch of recording equipment where he can record himself having sex with rich women.
And they try it. Cody and his lady friend try it out, and like you see him, and she's all in it. Like, there's pictures of her really getting into the act, and he's like fooling with the remote, going, "Hey, I figured this out. I'm fucking awesome."
What's the line that you use again?
Oh God, because I was like Jesus Christ, what was that line?
You audibly groaned when she said it.
I don't remember, but I audibly groaned at several places in this film, darling.
But that's when the hitmen turn up, and that's when they decide to hide in the shower, and Cody is terrible with his cold python and his
But he can oil it well.
He can oil it well, but...
And even this gun is sex, because he keeps it in a cowhide briefcase with red velvet to cushion it. And you just think of, like, it's like a gun, but you think of it as a sexual object, just like kind of high on red velvet. It's very pornographic. You know what
the type of gun itself, the fact it's a cold python.
Yeah.
If that's not a phallic fucking cat dad, lots of booze, lots of booze. But we remain sober for cinematic critique integrity.
We do?
Yeah, we do. Anywho, so Cody's like, okay, they end up taking out some of the goons. He goes back to his boathouse, and Matthew and Mark turn up again and try to fucking get the film, which he doesn't have. Unknowns to Cody, his two beach bunny kind of yacht girls have broken in, and they're like, ooh. And he's like, okay, when I say ladies, you get down. Oh, we'll get down, all right. And he's like, no, listen. And he whips out a gun. It's like, how kinky? He's got a gun. And it's like...
I told you, Marty, if you were like a private eye, this would be your life with me. God damn it, Jim, we're gonna die. Ooh.
Death is the ultimate aphrodisiac, Jesus Christ. He actually manages to hit something. He blows off fucking Matthew's ear.
A different phrase, darling.
He blows off Matthew's ear, and Jesus Christ. And he manages to chase them off, and they don't find the film. What happens then? Because I'm a fucking blank for like the scene after it. Does he go to the race course with his cop friends?
Well, first he has the line. He's walking back to his boat, and he's like, I gotta get these two girls off my boat so I can get some sleep. And he throws out the girls, and I think he gets a phone call, because I recall the next shot he has his cowboy hat on, because again, we got to make sure everyone gets it. He's a good old boy, and he gets a phone call, and then he heads to the car driving thing
with his cop friend, because
yes.
another friend of theirs works as a photographer at the racetrack,
Of course
and
they
they
do.
use her developing boot to develop the photos to find out who actually killed Shane. And
How fortuitous.
yes, it's incredibly. Also, as they're driving there as well, uh, this is fucking funny. As they're driving there or driving past, I think his friend Knockers, that's her name, who owns the
With
fucking
an
race car.
H,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Passes out a Winnebago with Andy Sataris in it, the director in it as a character. And I was like, oh, look, the director cameoed. And Jane out of nowhere, without missing the beat, goes, just like Alfred Hitchcock. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
I thought it would be my Jallo comment that would get you, because I also, when they were in the dark room, they had the red lighting, and I'm like, look, Marty, the movie's turning into Jallo.
The movie's turning into fucking Jello, according to some of these women's chests.
Marty, don't you? But I mean, all men like to see shots of incredible tits and ass, right?
Yeah, but it's you go to McDonald's, you don't want a McFlurry for the main course and a McFlurry after. You want to eat your fries and you want to eat your burger and then have the McFlurry.
Yeah, but I mean, you could make them in shapes. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd like take the meat thing and like caress it and like, and then tweak it and then make the little, then you pinching motion would be for the nipples.
All right then.
And then if it was hamburger meat, though, you'd make it into a penis because, because
so
it's
anyway,
meat.
right, Matthew, Mark, and Luke turn up and they try to get the film off Cody. They end up shooting his cop friend, but she's only injured. So he gets Knockers to fucking give him a lift, get him the fuck out of here.
That's a lie you just said.
What?
That's a lot. That's something we're just for a movie we're critiquing. You're just saying not so Knockers. This character of Knockers. That's a line you said, darling.
It is a line I said. She lets him use his sports car to try and escape, and Matthew, Mark, and Luke kidnap a dude and get him to fly his helicopter after him, and Knockers decides, oh wow, this is turning me on, and she starts trying to mount Cody while he's driving the car.
Yeah, that would, like, even me, and I think I told you this when we were watching it, Marty, even at my horniness, I think if we had a helicopter chasing our car and was in the perils of death, even I might be like, okay, maybe later. But she's trying to take off her jeans. I mean, I appreciate it. Maybe I'm not as much of a pervert as I like to proclaim. Oh God, Marty, am I a prude?
You are. You're incredibly prudish. You would never make love to me in a high-speed car while we're being chased by a helicopter. Why don't you just join a fucking convent right here, right fucking now?
Oh God, my whole life has been a lie.
Creepy's like, there might not be a later. But anyway, our Three Stooges bad guys land in the middle of the freeway, intending to stop Cody and the helicopter pilot. Probably one of the most astute characters in this entire movie. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, and flies off and leaves them. And as a result, Matthew gets hit by the car, and the grenades in his pocket go off and blow him to bits.
Yeah, because I was confused. I go, did the car blow up, Marty? No, babe, that was his grenade in his pocket. And then, of course, I had to be a smartass and go, you mean they're not happy to see me?
Jesus Christ. And anyway, um, Mark and Luke finally end up on the business end of Cody's gun. He actually gets to fucking use the gun properly. And there's a bit where he has Mark at gunpoint with the fucking with the revolver. And he's like, "You're probably wondering, did I fire 4 shots or 5?" As he clicks empty, he's like, "Oh fuck! But I do have this shotgun here."
Yeah, this scene did sort of run a bit long. Like I thought, okay, we're kind of padding. Didn't you think it ran just a wee bit?
As long as this scene ran, babe, it was blissfully quick in comparison to the whodunit or eureka moments.
Jesus Christ, Marty, that, like, I know there's like explaining to your audience, but this is literally explaining to your audience.
And it was so it looks like that Stephen and the young Chamberlain daughter was responsible for the death of Shane. And
but
case closed. But wait, there's
more.
There's more. Shane's picking up his car that's next door to the gym, and one of the gym bunnies he always checks out. She's like, "Oh, Shane, where were you?" "Oh, I was working hard last night." "Oh, working hard? I'd love a picture of that. I'd like see a picture of that." He's like, "The picture, of course." And
it was right in front of me the whole time.
And I'm like, what? So he calls everyone up, and the youngest Chamberlain daughter gets released. How is she released? What?
I don't mean to interrupt you because I know this is going to take a minute, but do you think this was a nod to Agatha Christie where, they all get all the characters and explain at the end? Do you think this was a nod to Agatha Christie?
Jen, do you think Cody Aberlin is Andy Sedaris's answer to Hercule Poirot?
Yes, exactly.
He's got the mustache, he's got the hat, he's got the funny accent.
Yeah, I kind of do, darling.
God damn.
So we reviewed kind of a highbrow movie, just not knowing it.
No, we fucking didn't, babe. No, we fucking didn't.
We're legitimate critics! Yay!
No, we're not. We never will be.
Oh yeah, I cussed too much. I forgot.
Oh yeah. But so Cody brings everyone back, and he gives this long-winded thing of that. Michelle, that's her name. Michelle is right-handed, but the picture that Shane took, the person had their handgun in their left hand, and the obvious by the way the picture was taken, it was a tall woman. It couldn't have been Maid Marian because she was too fucking stupid. He literally says that.
Yeah. Misogyny isn't completely like he's pro-woman, but still misogyny.
But it turns out it was Sybil Danning. And Sybil Danning planned the whole thing to get rid of Shane because Shane was given the software to lads who were selling it to the Russians. And she couldn't live with the fact that members of her family, friends of the family would be put in prison.
Dearly loved.
Yeah, that she dearly loved. So she made it. She left aside clues that fucking Cody would pick up on.
His analytical mind would eventually pick up. And she's telling this. She says she's in Hawaii. I don't mean to cut you off, Marty, but she says she's in Hawaii, and then she leaves him a clue, like a mask that melts the minute Cody pulls the thing back, so only he
and the tape, and the tape that
self-destructs. Yeah. And she's telling, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to get to this part. She's taking an outside shower in Hawaii, and she's saying, you're not only a nice guy, but you're pretty intelligent. And she's standing there in her shower, and she has on this white bikini, and she's literally opening up her panties and letting the water come inside her panties. I figured you weren't going to add that part in, so I thought I'd do it.
No, it came out of nowhere.
I love the choice of words you used.
It came out of nowhere. Maybe she was thinking juicy thoughts of fucking Cody and needed to get rid of
She
the
was,
excess.
because she tells him she's counting the days that he can come up, and then his hot body and stuff. Yeah, gotta stay fresh. But I mean, and we don't just like, it's not just a quick cut, people. It's like we go back a couple times.
Oh, she's hosing the daisies in that fucking picture. But and like again, it was fun, but it was the most convoluted sack of shit ever.
No one is watching it for the story. We're not here about the Russian.
I was.
Then how come you were like, wow, Jen, look at Sybil Downing. Those must be magic tape boobs.
In fairness, Jen, that was intricate to the plot as well.
Okay, I want to hear this, darling. Okay, you put your money where your mouth is and tell me how her boobs were integral to the plot.
Okay, so Cody was going to pick up on certain elements about Sybil Danning's character. Okay. She needed to leave clues that he wouldn't get right away. So she distracted him with revealing outfits that showed off her testicles.
Bullshit.
No.
You almost sold it though, darling. I'll give you points because if I didn't know you as well as I did.
Did you enjoy this one? Or
yeah, I did. Like I said, probably the biggest movie saving grace is our lead character. Like, he is, despite everything he shouldn't be, he's pretty likable. And again, the movie does not take itself seriously at all. There's like little Nate winks and nods. And for the time and the place in this kind of sleazy movie, it treats its characters respectably. And it's a feminist movie, you know.
They're race car drivers and they're cops that can shoot.
And CIA agents. And you know, but I mean, we're joking, but I mean, that scene does show where, like you were talking about earlier, where she's a hell of a lot better shot than him. And, you know, there's a few things there, but he's likable. The movie is fun. Now, I'm not going to lie. I think I had a little more fun with Hard Ticket to Hawaii, but this one was fun.
How can you not? Our main character, Cody, was played by Darby Hinton. He was in the Disney serial Daniel Boone. And
he also went to college on a cruise ship.
What was the name of the college again?
Oh, shit, Marty. Let me see. I wrote it down. Let me look. It was... Wait a minute. I will find it. Oh, yeah. World Campus Afloat Institution for Shipboard Education. And it basically just went around to study other cultures. So, I mean, how many movies can you say the guy graduated college off a cruise ship? And that's a real thing. Like, people like you're taking the piss. But no, apparently it's a real thing. I don't know if it still is, but it was at one time.
So this was fun, but yeah, I'm with you. Not as good as Hard Ticket to Hawaii. No cancer-infested snakes. No rape.
Well, a little bit of rape, but not the rape wasn't handled as good.
It was more whimsical in yeah.
Yeah, the rape was not as whimsical of a rape as in Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Our channel is getting so shit canned. Anyway,
but you know what? I still had fun, and I like that you and I a couple of times were right on the same page. I love it that you and I at the same time was like, "What the fuck?" We said it at exactly the same time.
Just this cowboy chick. What the fuck is this? How many STIs do you think Cody had by the end of this movie?
You know what? You know, he did. I don't think he did. I mean, his cock is golden. Much like his mustache and his hair, his cock is golden. And you can't infect AIDS with gold. Or you can't infect gold with AIDS. One of those two.
What? Yeah, so it's a fun movie. The cut version is on YouTube, obviously.
I think the uncut might be on Tubi, guys. If you
Okay.
want to see everything, every peak and valley in this movie.
Every intricate plot detail, which is essential to this hard-boiled film noir.
Woo.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
love
do.
it when you say hard.
Damn it! God fucking damn it!
It gives me a lady boner when you say hard. Or a
So,
clit boner. Can I make that a thing, Marty? A clit boner?
I'm not a doctor.
Clit boner. Feel free to use that, guys.
It sounds like the name of an American footballer from the 70s.
Darling, if we do merch, we have to have that on our merch. Clit boner.
Clit boner. Okay. We're selling t-shirts with that. What do you think we'll do another Zadaris flick in the future?
Yeah, I'm always down. Like I said, I always have a good time no matter what movie, even if the movie is shite. I always have a good time, and you're the perfect partner to do this with because you make it fun. You always make it fun, darling.
It's yeah. Also, I've one integral question before we end the actual review.
What is it?
Was that Maid Marian's real hair?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. You mean wait, do you mean on her head or on her lips?
On her head. Jesus, on her head.
Marty, you could like if he didn't have he could have taken all the ladies' pubes and made a bushier beard if he pube mag pubes.
Anyway, Jen, what have you and Sparky
Pubes.
got to? Jesus fucking Christ.
Marty, would you ever take my pubes, like say your beard like decided to just let it all go and you couldn't grow a beard? Would you use my pubes to make your beard? It would be so like smooth. Well, not smooth, but like what's a good bushy? People like bushy pubes.
Every fucking waking moment, McGee. Every waking fucking moment.
Yeah, Marty, ever think of that?
Okay, Jesus. As I said, every waking moment. Right. What have you and Sparky to offer?
Well, I don't know if probably it's out right now, but
yeah, I think the Tales from the Crypt episode went up there.
Yes, Death of Some Salesman, which is a lot of people's favorites, and Sparky and I had a lot to talk about, and Sparky talked about the comic as well. Pretty good episode. You guys possibly might be getting a solo review from me because Christian and I started watching a movie, and we had very different thoughts about it. Christian got called away, and he's like, I don't want to finish this movie, and I was really enjoying it. So we're kind of thinking that this next review might be a solo review, possibly. Christian might want to finish it, but I don't think they do.
Cool. Myself, I need to do my top and most anticipated movies for 2024. Ooh. And I'm also going to try and do a review of the first season of Echo. Jen might join me. It depends how our schedules go. But if not, I'm definitely going to be talking about Echo. And I'm looking forward to it because it seems to be a return to form and kind of a return to the more gritty, mature Netflix Marvel shows. So, keep your eyes peeled for that. Just want to say thank you to everyone who's in chat. We had Creepy McGee. We had Horror Cat Dad.
We had Art.
Who else had we?
We
Garth.
had Garth. Yeah, we had Garth. We had and there's probably a few people maybe instead of their penises, maybe there's some people in overcoats stroking their their magnum pubises. Mag pubes, that's what it was. Maybe instead of their penises, they're like watching and going, ooh. And maybe they got their girlfriends to like shave off their pubes. Maybe like I saw a porno once where a guy shaved off all of the girls' pubes. It was from the 70s. This is your life, Marty.
And that's the way it is.
Marty, no, seriously, you should do that. I'd give you my poops.
You fucking broke me, you bitch. You fucking broke me.
Yay, first one of the new year.
Guys, with that, oh fuck it! At this stage, what's the point, Cat Dad? Right, with that, I'm gonna tear off Cat Dad's McGee Art Gart.
My poo boobs, my pew boobs. If there's any my pew boobs out there stroking their my pew boobs. Pubes, not boobs, pubes.
Are you finished?
Probably not.
Well, you're fucking finished now. Right. Okay, say good night to everyone.
Bye, everybody. Be sure to give your ladies clit boners and ladies, be sure to give your men your pubes so they can have magnum boobs. Yay! And if you'd like merch, leave comments down below. I have a friend. Marty has friends that are artists, and I have a friend that's an artist. Between all of them, they
None
can
of my friends are going to be doing lady boner t-shirts. Right, with that, let's get the fuck out of here. Have a good evening, guys. Bye.
Clit boners.
Fucking clit boner. Jesus fucking Christ. Bye.
Bye.